Oh yeah, again I gotta talk without a script and I just got to talk about something as clearly and as honestly as I could. I'm talking to all the women of the world, mostly kind of like in reaction to the video that I did before, the first one. And I would really like to say to everybody, hold up. If you're impressed by what I said and all of that, just hold up. Um, you should be impressed by the truth in what I say, not in me, because I'm not a saint. So without going too deep into details, you know, I've been through what I've been through with women, and it's not easy. You know, what I'm saying is that things don't need to be so complicated that all the personal issues and all baggage and everything, that on top of all of that, financial and economic issues make the whole world one huge burden that you just can't work out. At the very least, let us have an economy that's on our side. You know, even if we fall out as men and women and whatever, at the very least, let's have institutions that work for us and not against us, put us up against each other because of those things at the very least. A lot of the problems that we have amongst each other, they come from us not understanding ourselves deep inside. So by the time we hook up with other people, we are already we already messed up. So it's as though all the coming together between men and women is a cocktail, is a recipe for messing up and for more baggage. And the sooner people look at their lives and say that, wow, it really is true, the better. I think that in instances where marriages have been able to last 20 years, 30 years, I saw there's even a woman in one of the videos that we present who's been married for 64 years. That is due to people having found out within themselves what they are about within themselves. So therefore they're able to make the choices and the priorities that actually keep them within that role. And if two people have sorted that out within themselves, then obviously that is a marriage made in heaven, for heaven, through heaven, by heaven, if you want to call it. And that is how we're going to bring paradise on earth with those type of matchings. So I'm not saying that we're going to heal all the baggage that we have inside. I'm just saying that let's not necessarily have to have the economy to have baggage, institutions to have baggage, finance to also have baggage. Is like, okay, there's enough baggage in us in our personal life. Through Cool Mom Records, we can sort out some of the baggage that is out there in the economy. You understand? And that should give us a platform to at least reflect or think and, um, you know, um, men and women when they go to divorce or separate, or even when they try to court each other and try to win each other's hearts, the economy plays a role, financial power plays a role. Sometimes it's used as a tool to lure somebody, and sometimes it's used as a tool to punish somebody, and sometimes it's used, I mean, depending on the heart that people have. And I just feel that if everybody was at a financial and economic advantage in their life, a lot of the tension would be cleared and a lot of the tools would be left powerless. So you couldn't wield those tools and those dynamics that people use against each other, against baby mothers and against baby fathers. And if you don't show up or whatever, then you don't get money because you're a bad baby father and all those things. They keep a human from even having the platform to take the first steps towards healing or improving themselves or even having the type of self-confidence within themselves, you know. So a lot of the things that are unattainable um, in terms of relationships, in terms of people, should not necessarily translate to being unattainable in terms of our income and in terms of our economic basis. So that's what I mean, that with Cool Mom Records, we want to create those conversations that are going to lead to those structures that are going to bring that resolution that says, you know, Even the knowledge that there is such an institution, that such an institution exists, is enough many times that a man or a woman would decide that, hey, would think to themselves that when things are really dark and really down, they would know that, well, I know that I can go to Cool Mom Records and there'll be a solution, rather than to say, all right, well, the only solution is I better go get myself some more weed, or, drink some more, or get myself another woman, or whatever, or some say they're gonna turn gay or whatever, Not to knock gay people, that's a totally different thing, but I'm saying that there's so many, how could we say, solutions that people come up with that are not the solution, and obviously that's what we would call false lights and false salvation, false redemption, which only helps you to dig your hole even deeper. The truth shall set you free. Those personal dark things, I'm not an expert in that. I'm not a saint. I only know how to be honest to God. And after I've been honest with God, I can be honest with everybody. And God has given us a brain so that we can analyze and look at situations, and through the analysis we can say, okay, let's not mix everything into one and make everything so that the burden is 10 times heavier than it needs to be. You see, let's separate some of the issues, you understand? Because typically you're going to meet a man, say that he has a problem, or a woman, and they're going to say, oh, say it's a woman, my man done this, whatever, and then I'm going to pay this for the kids, and I'm going to pay, it's like, it's not just the man that's the problem, it's the payments, it's the arrears, it's the investments, then the health suffers as well, and all those things. And I just know that having a good financial base gives you space, You can book that holiday to go away and look at things from another perspective, instead of looking at the exact same streets, the same street lights, the same dogs, the same dog shit, the same smell, the same stairs, the same fucked up elevator, that prison. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So don't get it twisted. I'm not a saint. I'm not solving. I don't know about the emotional type part of solving these problems and those things. That's not me. Nah. I'm a socio-economic strategist, and the economy has an impact on our emotions, and it's within that dynamic that I'm looking at this issue. I am a musician, and I'm a businessman, so I am starting a business, and I am looking at woman power as a serious dynamic. You already have a lot of businesses that are totally dependent upon women's dynamics. Unfortunately, a lot of them depend upon women, the dynamic of inferiority complexes and those things. So you sell them all manners of medicines. It's a whole industry of quacks who are gonna heal you through the latest magazine and the latest fashion and the latest whatever. So you can imagine how many magazines there are out there. It's not just women's magazines. It's not just one women's magazine. It's many. You have Vogue, you have Cosmopolitan, you have, you name it. And they're all kind of like target different markets and different niches and all of that. So it's a huge dynamic divided up. So from a totally business perspective, to give women the platform to take the first steps towards taking ownership of those businesses, so that the greater part of the profit from it actually goes to making sure that you don't have to balance 2 jobs and and a night school and motherhood to make it happen. It should not be a burden. You could just pick up one of the things out of all those things and say, what is it that you want? You want a degree. So money should not be an issue that keeps you from attaining that degree. Money should be there so that you have for daycare, and you have